Hello everyone, my name is Hakan SÖNMEZ from Ohrid University. Today I would like to talk to you about my study entitled Toda-Yamamoto Causality Test among agricultural employment, agricultural foreign investment incentives and agricultural domestic investment incentives in Turkey. My presentation consists of five main parts. The first part includes the motivation section. In the second part, I have focused on the literature reviews. In the third part, I will detail information about the dataset and econometric model. In the fourth part, the empirical findings are discussed, and final part present the conclusion of study along with the possible policy recommendation. First of all, I want to start with the motivation section. As you know that investment incentives one of the most critical policy tools which vary according to each country and region. In addition to the developed countries, investment incentives are among the important factors for sustainable economic development, especially in developing countries. The importance of incentives can be evaluated from the several perspectives. Firstly, incentives promote the economic growth by reducing costs, their increased production and income, and then investment incentives are used as significant tools, especially in employment policies. Thanks to these incentives, new job opportunities can be created and increased employment. Moreover, incentives promote the technological development. The use of technologies can increase productivity, improve product quality. Furthermore, incentives can provide the support regional development. This can help reduce the economic imbalances. Lastly, incentive can increase the international competitiveness of business. With modern facilities and more efficient production methods, products can be higher quality and competitively priced. For this reason, investment incentives are generally seen as an important tool for the growth, employment, and other macroeconomic variables. That's why incentives play a crucial role in sustainability. On the other hand, agricultural sector not only serve for food production but also include a large portion of the employment. The significance of agricultural employment is considerable given that it covers various sectors ranging from small-scale farming to large agricultural enterprises. Therefore, ensuring sustainability in agricultural production holds strategic importance for the developing countries such as Turkey. Unlike the other studies, investment certificates are classified as foreign and domestic capital in this study. As far as we know that there have been no studies investigating the relationship between agricultural investment incentives supported by domestic and foreign capital and agricultural employment in Turkey. Thus, this aspect of research presents an important addition to the literature. In this perspective, the main objective of this study is to investigate the causal relationship between agricultural employment and investment incentives for agricultural sector in Turkey. When we look at the literature, it's possible to classify the study's three main groups, which is country-to-country groups and sectoral and regional level, and specifically for the Turkey. The first group studies mainly focus on the effect of incentives on macroeconomic variables. Also, all results are various from country to country. When we look at the second group studies, investment incentives can be evaluated both at the sectoral level and regional level to achieve economic goals. These studies have generally focused on the reducing development disparities between the regions. Moreover, it is noted that incentive policies are emphasized for various reasons such as increasing export, competitiveness, development of significant infrastructure, facilities, and sharing of innovation. Most studies have highlighted the beneficial impact of investment incentives on employment. Lastly, when we look at the literature related to Turkey, studies especially mainly focus on the regional level. I want to continue with the data and econometric model. Definition of variable used in the model are shown in table 1. Time series from 2001 to 2023 have been used in the study, which are generated from Ministry of Technology and Industry database in Turkey. Also, domestic and foreign investment incentive variable are measured as in Turkish lira, while agricultural employment variable used in person, which supported by incentive certificates in the econometric model. And all variables have been included in the model after taking logarithms. In the line with the study's objective, Toda-Yamamoto causality method has been used in the model with the equation 1 and 2. This method assumes that var analysis can be performed even if the variable has unit root. Firstly, it has been determined all variable of configuration level and the var model has been established. Later, the optimal leg number for the var model is determined and the model has been estimated for this condition. In estimated var model, there should be no autocorrelation, heteroscedasticity and normality problem. Then an external variable key plus dmx values add to the var model and estimated using the seemingly unrelated regression method. In the final step, the causality relationship investigated using the modified Volt test for the estimated var model. The way of causality relationship for the variable in the model tested with the hypothesis. For this equation, the null hypothesis means that the x1t is not Granger causality of the x2t against the alternative hypothesis. The alternative hypothesis means that the x1t is Granger causality of the x2t. If the estimated modified Volt test statistic greater than the chi-square test statistic, the null hypothesis will reject. Before the estimating Toda-Yamamoto causality test, ADF unit root test result given in table 2, 3, 2 and 1 asterisk denote the significant level at 1%, 5% and 10% level respectively. P-values are denoted in parentheses. The optimal leg length for the ADF test is settled according to the Schwarz information criteria, while the optimal leg length for the PP test is determined according to the Bartlett-Kernel-Levy-West bandwidth criterion. Inference column values parentheses show degree of stability. As you can see, employment and domestic incentive investment variable are non-stationary at their level, but stationary at their first differences at 5% significance according to the unit root test, as you can see. However, foreign incentive investment variable is stationary at their level and first difference level. Thus, the stationary level of all variables is settled 1, which is represented with dmx value. As you can see, table 3 reveals that the result of optimal leg length selection for the var model, according to the 5 different criteria, the optimal leg length is determined as 1. Therefore, the value of key is selected 1. After determining the optimal leg length for the var model, diagnostic test statistics are analyzed for the var model. The result of the diagnostic test result in table 4 and graph 1. According to the table 4, null hypothesis couldn't be rejected as the all probability values greater than at 5% significance level. All these findings show that there is no autocorrelation, heteroscedasticity and normality problem in the var model. Also, as you can see graph 1, that the inverse roots of R characteristic polynomials are within the unit root circle. For this reason, the model is stationary and stable. After having determined the necessary values for the Toda-Yamamoto causality test, which is Dmax and key value, the causality relationship between the variables has been analyzed. Table 5 presents the Toda-Yamamoto causality test result. As you can see, the value of key plus Dmax is determined as 2 for estimating the VAR models. As you can see in table 5, the null hypothesis, which state that domestic agricultural investment incentives do not cause agricultural employment, has been rejected since p-value probability is less than significant level. Similarly, the null hypothesis, which state that agricultural employment doesn't cause domestic agricultural investment incentives, has been rejected. On the other hand, the null hypothesis, which tests that foreign agricultural investment incentives do not cause the agricultural employment, has been accepted because p-value probability is greater than significant level. Lastly, the null hypothesis, which shows that agricultural employment doesn't cause foreign agricultural investment incentives, has been accepted since p-value probability is greater than significant level. At the conclusion of the study, according to these findings, it has been determined that there is a bidirectional causality relationship between employment and domestic investment incentives in agricultural sector in Turkey. This finding revealed that domestic agricultural investment incentives contribute to policies aimed at the increasing agricultural employment in Turkey. On the other hand, there is no causality relationship between foreign agricultural investment incentives and agricultural employment in Turkey. These findings indicate that foreign agricultural investment incentives do not have an effect on agricultural employment in Turkey. As a result of obtained findings, it considered to increase the ratio of foreign agricultural investment incentives. It also believed that foreign agricultural investment incentives policies should be reviewed in the line competitive structure of agricultural sector. And finally, the effectiveness of investment incentives provided to the agricultural sector at national level should be increased. Thank you for your attention.